More conservation land for Barnstable and potential changes to mooring regulations in town on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Wednesday, June 27th, 2012. I'm Sarah Colvin. Just a small correction to begin this newscast. The Agricultural Commission is meeting tonight at 7 p.m. That meeting will be held at the West Barnstable Fire Station. Other meetings tonight include the Accessory Affordable Apartment Program at 6 tonight in the Town Hall hearing room. The Old Kings Highway Historic District Committee meets at 6:30 in the West Barnstable Community Building, and the ZBA meets tonight at 7 in the Town Hall hearing room. For further information on meetings, you can stop by Town Hall or visit our website at town.barnstable.ma.us. Well, the town of Barnstable's conservation land stock is increasing. Utility company NStar was before the Conservation Commission this week with a proposed donation of 2.75 acres of land for conservation purposes. The land will offset about 2 acres of land NStar wishes to clear on its Oak Street property. Representatives from NStar appeared before the board to explain.
This particular item, we're in the process of licensing a transmission project, and part of that project is a substation that's going to be built on Oak Street on existing property that NStar owns. The notice of intent and the order for that particular part of the project has already been issued, and so have the order of conditions by the commission. We went before the Cape Cod Commission, and part of the Cape Cod Commission's regional planning policy is that tree clearing along that property has to be, has to be matched by a donation of conservation property to the commission, which in turn is given over to the town. We procured a parcel of property of a little over 5 acres. If you don't have a map of that, I have several copies of it.
We have maps here.
Okay, and then that property has since been subdivided into 3 smaller lots. One of which NStar is going to retain, and what's labeled as lot number 2 is the lot that's being donated to the Conservation Commission and to the town of Barnstable. This lot is a wooded lot. It borders existing town conservation property, and the size of it is 2.757 acres. We're actually clearing 2.3 acres on our Oak Street property, so we're actually donating a little bit more than we're going to be clearing. Lot number 3, which is a little small carve-out, was an encroachment on the property by the abutting property, Julie W. Rose, and you know, we sent her notice to vacate the property with her encroachment. And she in turn went to town councilors, and the town councilors came back to the town and asked that there be a more amicable settlement of that issue. So what we did was we carved out a small piece of property, and that's being transferred over to Miss Rose Peterson. So that's a separate little lot that actually adjoins her property.
Barnstable Conservation Administrator Rob Gatewood is in favor of that plan.
We're about half complete with our walkthrough of the site. We've had a while to do that, but as it turned out, we've only cruised half of the land. So we're excited about having this included to the town's inventory of conservation land, and would suggest to the commission that we, based on review of aerial photographs and our walkthrough so far, we think the parcel's in great shape and worthy to be included. We would suggest in your endorsement vote this morning that you make that contingent upon our completion and finding of satisfaction at the end of our walkthrough at the site. That should be completed this week.
The board voted to support the proposed donation. The Waterways Committee also met at Town Hall this week. On the table, a discussion about proposed changes to the town's mooring regulations. Mooring Officer Joe Gibbs began the conversation.
It really started with the fines. Currently now, the fines for not having a mooring are $50. A mooring permit is $70. And unfortunately,
what do I get a permit for?
Unfortunately, we have a few scoff laws, we'll say, that they'll just pay whatever fines we send to them, and that's not really, you know, the purpose of that. So we wanted to go to a progressive for both illegal anchoring and no mooring permit, to start it with $100, and then second offense $200, third offense $300, which that's the max that we can go to. But I mean, we have some people that just have no problem, just $50, they'll pay 20 tickets. You know, I have 2 out of 3 of the people that come back every year are already back out there that we've already started sending citations to, and they're just, when it all comes down, depending on how many citations I can write to them, it's still cheaper than a rental mooring.
I was going to say, in Nantucket, it's like $75 or something to rent a mooring.
So, yeah, I don't have an extra copy here.
You
but
can
I'll be
email
happy.
it to me if you want.
Oh, great. But I'll email you the changes. And then we also went to look at cleaning up some of it. A lot of it referenced people's homes. The no-wake zone extends from the corner of the breakwater, the Ralph Gibbs home, which no relation to me, but I don't know where Ralph Gibbs lives. So we tried to make some of those. On the north side, it was to the pole, which we haven't had a pole there in over a decade. You know, so we changed it to the buoy, the number 1 buoy, just so it makes a little more
normal.
Yeah, there were no real major changes. We tried to incorporate one catch-all that some other towns have. Was really the only, I'd say, addition besides fixing it, and that was to basically make it a town ordinance that you operate and maintain your vessel pursuant to the Massachusetts boating laws and federal boating laws. So again, it would just take existing mass laws and be able, so we could enforce it, and if there was a fine, that it would stay local.
Town Council is expected to take up the proposed changes to that town ordinance at its next meeting. The Waterways Committee also discussed further changes that could be made to the mooring regulations.
You know, I think we have been ahead of the curve. You know, it's just now those waiting lists have been getting down. You know, so there's the smaller pool, and more of the people out of the pool are taking their own moorings. So it's, you know, 2012, do we want to maintain X amount of rental moorings? Do we want to open up the list? We've talked about opening the lists. You know, to not have closed lists, you know, there's a fiscal impact on that. You know, if we, I mean, my guess is that, you know, we have 1,300 people right now. If we open those wait lists, I'm going to say we're probably going to triple that at minimum. You know, I mean, Katuitt, I would think that we'd have between 500 and 1,000 people I've been on Katuitt alone if it was open. So the staff time that it takes to do that now, to triple that, you know, process, you know, whether we're mailing renewals or whatever else, there's just, there is an impact to that. You know, we do have fees to, you know, recover some of that, but we could open them tomorrow, but we don't have the money to support personnel to do it, to mail it, or anything else. So that's
Another whole year.
you know, so that would have to, you know, that would be something that we would have to look at. You know, if we want to look at it in the fall, you know, essentially to do it, we'd have to probably have a lottery to get everybody on board and move forward. So
You can view the full meeting online at town.barnstable.ma.us. Well, this is Smart Transportation Week, jointly sponsored by the Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority and the Cape Cod Commission. A commuter rally was held at noon today at the county complex in Barnstable Village, where various transportation experts and companies were on hand. Mass Bike was also there, providing information to cyclists. Smart Transportation Week continues tomorrow. The featured mode of transportation is rail. The event wraps up Friday with a focus on public transit. Visit CapeCodCommission.org for more. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.